How's it going, everyone? It's Avi from Weather Sponge 5000, and today we're going to focus on the next major severe weather threat that's expected to impact the southeast later next week. But before I begin, make sure to subscribe if you want to see more weather-related content. Make sure to like if you like this video, and make sure to turn on post notifications if you want to see even more weather-related content. So let's begin by taking a look at the current radar throughout the United States, and we are seeing a bit of snow showers here in the interior northeast. However, this won't dump a large amount of snowfall accumulation. As you can see, there just isn't enough of the heavier snow bands associated with the backside of this storm, as there's pretty much not enough moisture in this area of just the northwest of the low pressure system. So as a result, we won't really see any sort of major snowfall accumulation, maybe around 1 to 3 in the higher elevations, but that's about it. And we do have some rain showers occurring here in the Midwest, and some of these are producing thunderstorms. However, none of these will be necessarily considered severe, and if there is a thunderstorm that's considered severe, it will be very few and far between, because there just isn't enough humid air and very warm air to really induce a high amount of convection or a strong enough updraft to create a major severe weather threat. While there is a lot of cold air just to the north of this small trough, there isn't really tapping into enough to the warm Gulf of Mexico air mass and the water vapor associated with it. So as a result, we aren't seeing enough lift in the atmosphere for a major severe weather threat to occur, and this trough should move further eastward, and a lot of this moisture should fizzle out because, like I said, the low pressure system will be a little bit too far to the north to really tap into that very warm Gulf of Mexico water for a major severe weather threat to occur. So as a result, this feature right here isn't a major worry. And if we were to take a look towards Northwest Pacific, we do have a little bit of rain showers occurring as a result of trough moving through, and this will be the trough that will lead to our next major severe weather threat in the southeast during the early week next week. Now, let me show you guys a GFS model to see when you guys should exactly expect the impacts in each specific area of the southeast, and determine how the severe weather threat will come about, because that's going to be definitely very important. This is taking a little bit long to load, but as you can see, if we were to continue to move forward, give me just 1 second. So as you can see, by right around the Saturday time frame, we're going to see this trough move further southeastward, where there's going to be a lot of snow associated with it in the higher elevations of the Pacific Northwest. So watch out if you're right around Washington, Oregon, the higher elevations of Idaho. You guys should receive some snowfall here to begin your April. But you see that associated with the low pressure system, we're going to see a lot of cold air as well. And that's going to lead to our next severe weather threat in the southeast. And this trough won't be like this first trough. It's going to move a little bit further southeastward to where it's going to be able to interact with that very warm air mass that's located right over the Gulf of Mexico. And that should create just enough of a strong southerly flow, just enough lift in the atmosphere for our next major severe weather threat to occur. And in terms of when we should begin to see the thunderstorms develop, they should develop right around eastern Texas. I'd say by the Monday time frame, very early Monday, you see that we begin to see rain showers develop associated with this low pressure system after moving southeastward, and we're going to see thunderstorms develop throughout Louisiana throughout the duration of Monday, and we should see a lot of them become to the magnitude of getting to the severe level, and that should definitely raise the concern of large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes right around Louisiana, Mississippi, and even extending as far east as Alabama and Georgia. You guys could get involved. You see that there's going to be just enough of a strong southerly flow that's pushing a lot of that very warm and humid air mass to interact with this cold air mass that's located to the north and west of this low pressure system, and that's going to create just enough lift in the atmosphere for our next major severe weather threat to occur, which should impact areas like eastern Texas and Louisiana as early as Monday, and we should see it extend further eastward into Tuesday and Wednesday. So let me show you guys the convective available potential energy levels, because that's definitely going to be very important when determining how much severe weather there will be associated with this, or the magnitude of severe weather there will be associated with this low pressure system. So if I were to show you guys this right now, you're going to see that there's going to be just a lot of convective potential energy located in the southeast, and that should lead to just a lot of instability for damaging wind threat, large hail threat, as a result of how high the cloud tops will be associated with convective potential energy levels so high. And of course, tornadoes will be the issue, because when we have convective potential energy levels so high, it creates a high amount of wind shear, because the amount of unstable air necessary for the convective potential energy to occur will be so high that it'll create just very strong wind shear for a major tornado threat to occur. You see that the convective potential energy levels right around Mississippi and Louisiana could peak to right around 3,000 joules per kilogram, which is the highest I've seen convective potential energy I've seen in quite a while. So definitely a damaging wind threat and a large hail threat is highly likely associated with this trough moving through, and the southeast needs to definitely prepare for your next major severe weather threat, extending from eastern Texas, Louisiana, and into Mississippi as well. So there's definitely going to be some key factors that might maybe deter the severe weather or maybe limit the severe weather threat. It depends on, of course, the temperature, because if the temperatures aren't warm enough during the morning time hours, then that might prevent the instability necessary for thunderstorms to develop, which could definitely limit the severe weather threat. And that's definitely a possibility if we were to take a look at the Tuesday time frame, because there is a possibility that the morning rain showers could prevent the surface from heating up at a rate to where there's going to be enough instability by the afternoon time frame for an extreme severe weather threat to occur. While I do believe a severe weather threat is likely either way, it won't necessarily be it might not necessarily be as strong as anticipated if we don't see those temperatures rise, if there were a heavy amount of rain during the morning time hours. So that's something to be aware of headed into the early week on Monday. So definitely stay prepared, stay tuned to your local forecasts throughout the southeast, because it is definitely expected to be quite big. And if I were to show you guys the wind direction with height in the upper levels and lower levels of the atmosphere, in some areas you're going to see that there's going to be quite a stark change in wind direction, which definitely raises a concern of tornadoes associated with some of these thunderstorms. So it's definitely something we're going to need to pay very close next coming days. So here's a wind shear forecast for the southeast during the Tuesday time frame, and you see how fast the wind direction changes with height, where on the surface we're seeing winds primarily come from maybe the northeast, but you see that it completely shifts to more of a west direction in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and this stark change in wind direction could lead to a chance of tornadoes. It's definitely uncertain. It's definitely difficult to forecast a tornado threat within 3 to 5 days out. We still need to narrow down the certainty that there's going to be a stark change in wind direction with height. So it's definitely something to pay close attention to, but make sure to prepare for large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes all throughout the southeast this week, because it's definitely going to be a major threat for you guys in the southeast. So if I were to show you guys now the rainfall, I don't think this is necessarily going to be a major rain threat, mainly because the thunderstorms will primarily be more scattered, but there's still a possibility of flash flooding associated with some of these thunderstorms, where you would easily see over 2 inches of rain throughout Oklahoma, Texas, extending to Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. Those areas could receive over 3 inches of rain, so make sure to keep that in mind of a flash flood threat in those areas. And like I said, this severe weather threat should primarily happen in eastern Texas by Monday, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama on Tuesday, and then more Alabama and Georgia on Wednesday, as the unstable air should last for a 3-day period throughout the Southeast, so make sure to prepare for a major severe weather threat. But there's still uncertainty regarding the amount of unstable air, because that will definitely determine how much tornadoes there will be. But I can assure you that severe weather threat is likely for the Southeast this late week, and it's more likely than not going to be major, so make sure to keep that in mind. Now, taking a look at my forecast on where you should expect the worst of the severe weather. So here is my forecasted map. I'm expecting the worst of severe weather to occur right around eastern Louisiana and much of southern Mississippi. Major severe weather just outside of that for Alabama, Georgia, Texas, as I still do believe that there will be just enough lift in the atmosphere for major severe weather to occur, enough instability for a high amount of convection to occur. And in the orange, it should be moderate, where the instability will be slightly less, but still definitely prevalent, so make sure to keep that in mind all throughout the Southeast. But yeah, guys, I guess that's it for this video. I thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more weather-related content. I apologize a little bit for the lag in this video. I'll try to not let that happen again, but I thank you guys for watching.